Now, our reading today is about living in the real world, in the perhaps world that we live in that isn't quite as ideal as we would like it. Jesus told them a parable. The kingdom of heaven may be compared to someone who sowed good seed in his field. But while everybody was asleep, an enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and then went away. So when the plants came up and bore grain, then the weeds appeared as well. And the slaves of the householder came and said to him, "Master, did you not sow good seed in this field? Where then did these weeds come from?" He answered, "An enemy has done this." The slave said to him, "Then do you want us to go and gather them?" But he replied, "No, for in gathering the weeds you would uproot the wheat along with them. Let both of them grow together until the harvest. And at harvest time I will tell the reapers, collect the weeds first and bind them in bundles to be burned, but gather the wheat in my barn." Modern farming techniques allow for herbicide to be sprayed, which means that the field of wheat that I'm standing in, on the whole, is a uniform, beautiful golden colour of wheat waving in a gentle breeze. It's only on the corner of the field like this that you see anything that looks like weeds. In Bible times, though, before herbicides, things were very different. It was necessary to keep on top of the weeds, and wheat fields will be full of poppy and all sorts of wild grass like darnel or ryegrass. Was something that people worried about. Farmers would really have to keep on top of ryegrass. A little bit would cause a bit of a kick to the flower, but a lot would have an effect a bit like cannabis, intoxication, or even poison. It was toxic. There was even a law in place in Roman law against people willfully sowing darnel in a field. I'm sure that perhaps did happen, rarely. On the whole, though, where do weeds come from? I'm sure Jesus told this story with a bit of a twinkle in his eye. This is one of those jokes. Weeds appearing in the crop? Oh, that's got to be an enemy. And there's a couple of things I'd like to say about this. One is that in life there will always be weeds. There will always be things that are not quite the way we'd want them. There'll always be messiness. We would like our lives to be straightforward. We'd like things to be under control. And Jesus is saying you're going to have to live with a sense of messiness in life as he lived, living out the human life with us. His life on earth, where he met with lepers, he met with people who'd messed up. He was with them in the messiness of their lives. And he's with us also in our intent. Because although we would like to live our lives well, decently, honestly, in truth, we will mess up. In truth, our own lives are messy partly because of our own choices, the things that we do or the things that we fail to do. And Jesus is saying, actually, you could also be one of those people whose lives look a bit messy on the outside. What would you think if someone were to judge you? And we're lucky that actually we will be judged by Jesus, who sees our hearts. We will be judged by the one who's gone ahead and paid the price for human sin. So when we turn to him and ask him to make us new, to help us cope with our own failings, he is more than ready to do that. He's more than ready to walk with us in the messiness of life and help us to overcome obstacles, help us to make good choices, and eventually to become the sort of people he would have us be. That surely is good news. Thank you for watching.